Welcome to the Narrative Mindset Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, I'd appreciate it if you went back and reviewed previous episodes when you get time to get a feel for the podcast and to kind of see the direction that that the podcast is going in. I want to start at 12, but before the accident, I need to be honest about who I was. I was hard hit. I didn't follow rules, especially my mom's rules. I thought I knew better. I tested limits, pushed boundaries, ignored warnings. Looking back, I see it was stubbornness, teenage rebellion, part of just being a kid. And that hard-headedness, it set me up for a moment I couldn't control. A moment that changed everything. It started with an accident, a broken arm. But it didn't stop there. I also hit my head hard. At first, it was physical. It was pain, dizziness, nausea. But then it became mental. My brain started healing. And during that process, I felt something I didn't have the words for. Confusion, memory gaps, mood swings, moments of disorientation. I felt a little crazy. My mother, she spared no resource to help me. She took off work, rearranged her schedule, stayed in the hospitals and clinics. She researched every therapy, every treatment, every doctor who could help. She insisted I get the best care, even when I resisted. Even when I thought I could tough it out. She was relentless, patient, unyielding. She held me accountable. But she also protected me from the chaos my head injury created. I see now how extraordinary that was. During recovery, I had to confront myself in ways I never had before. The broken arm was tangible. I could touch it, wrap it, brace it, move forward. The head injury was invisible, unpredictable, terrifying. I don't know what I was capable of thinking, feeling, or controlling from one moment to the next. My mind betrayed me sometimes, forgetting things I'd just done, overreacting, struggling to focus, humbling. I remember lying in my living room alone, sometimes feeling my thoughts scatter, feeling my emotions swing, feeling like the person I had been, stubborn, defiant, confident, was replaced with someone unfamiliar. And that scared me. It made me question my identity. Who was I if I couldn't trust my own mind? Who am I when the part of me that handles logic, memory, emotion is fractured? And this is where reflection begins. Life doesn't just test your body, it tests your mind. And when your mind is broken or healing, society doesn't always give you space to process. People expect you to be the same person you were before. That's where culture fails. We value productivity, appearance, conformity over awareness, honesty, healing. I also began to see the impact of choices. My hard-headedness didn't just put me in danger physically. It shaped the trajectory of recovery. If I had followed my mom's rules, maybe my recovery would have been smoother. But resisting forced me to see consequences clearly. I experienced firsthand how personal responsibility intersects with support systems, and how culture undervalues the people, like my mother, who fight tirelessly behind the scenes. The experience of feeling crazy left a lasting impression. Mental health is not separate from physical health. My brain was healing like a wound, invisible. People around me didn't always understand why I acted differently. Some got frustrated. Some were impatient, expected me to snap back. They taught me patience, empathy, and how culture often misunderstands invisible struggles. I learned conscience is fragile. It can fracture under stress, injury, trauma. Even fractured, it can teach lessons. I had to observe myself, track changes in mood, cognition, notice what helped, what worsened the experience. Therapy, sleep, nutrition, structure. Small improvements, remembering something clearly, completing a task, felt monumental. That awareness stayed with me. Recovery forced a reconsideration of identity. Who am I when I can't rely on my brain fully? Who am I when I have to depend on someone else? My mom, doctors, therapists, for guidance. That humbling process taught me more about strength than any act of defiance ever did. Strength wasn't ignoring pain or refusing help. Strength was accepting reality, staying present, learning to navigate limits while rebuilding myself. Culturally, the experience highlighted contradictions. We praise independence, toughness, resilience, success. But when life challenged you in ways you didn't choose, when your brain or your body breaks, those expectations feel oppressive. Recovery demands time, reflection, support. Those needs are invisible. That tension shaped how I see culture now. Not as a neutral or protective, but as a set of rules that can guide or constrain. The accident, the head injury, the mental strain forced me to pay attention. Notice patterns in thought, emotion, behavior. Notice stubbornness and how it affected choices. Notice my mother's dedication. Notice the fragility of mine. The level of awareness, culture, personal, philosophical, didn't come naturally. It was forced, necessary, enduring. I want to be honest about fear. I was scared, not just physical pain, but losing myself, losing control, being judged as different or broken. The fear was isolating. But confronting fear is part of consciousness, part of being alive, part of understanding culture, expectations, norms, and building empathy for yourself and others. Because anyone can face instability. In the months that followed, I reconciled with the experience. My mom's persistence taught me about responsibility, love, action. She modeled what it means to invest fully without immediate gratitude. That shaped how I see support systems, parenting, culture. Sometimes the people doing the most work are invisible, but the impact is immense. And so I carry lessons. Life is unpredictable. Control is limited. Awareness is critical. Hard-headedness has consequences. Reflection and responsibility can redirect outcomes. Recovery demands patience, attention, and support. Culture misunderstands struggle, especially invisible struggle. Awareness allows intentional navigation. Self-disclosure, being honest about experience, is necessary for understanding yourself and connecting with others. The head injury, the broken arm, the mental instability were not just events, they were teachers. Forced confrontation with reality, limits, identity, responsibility. Forced growth in ways pride, rebellion, or normal childhood experience never could. To anyone listening, facing trauma, fragility, dependency, your experience is valid. Your struggle is real. People who support you, like my mom, are often invisible heroes. The lessons isn't just survival, it's reflection, awareness, conscious growth. The accident didn't just break my arm or injure my head. It fractured assumptions, sense of invulnerability, reliance on automatic behavior, and it rebuilt me, slowly, painfully, with support, into someone more conscious, more reflective, aware of life, culture, norms, human limitation. Life will challenge you. Culture will impose expectations that don't fit. Norms will demand compliance that doesn't serve you. But self-awareness, reflection, honest acknowledgement, that is how you navigate life consciously. That's how you grow. And that 12-year-old accident, hard-headedness, broken arm, head injury, feeling crazy, became a teacher for the rest of my life. Thank you for watching this episode of the Narrative Mindset Podcast.